This episode of That Boy's Got Knowledge was recorded at the House of Bombshell, located at 3601 Clarks Lane, Baltimore, Maryland.
I just wanna spend my life with you all day. You say that you love me, is it true? You say I'm the only one that's all for you. Okay, make me feel away.
Who is Dad Ferguson?
That's me. I'm Devin Ferguson, man. I'm just a Baltimore kid. I'm from Turner Station. A lot of people don't know what that is sometimes, but Turner Station is a small black community in Dundalk. So I went to Dundalk High School. My whole family is from that area. So my mother, father, their mother, fathers, both sides, they're from Turner Station. Most people around the world would know it as where Henrietta Lacks. If you ever heard of Henrietta Lacks, that's where she lived at.
Yes.
So I'm from that area. Like I said, I grew up in Baltimore. I went to Salisbury for a year for college. I played football. I stopped after that first year. I stayed there for another semester. Then I transferred to the University of Memphis. I ended up graduating from the University of Memphis. And then the connection between me and Tatum with Stanton. You know, I grew up with Rudy Gay. Part of the reason why I moved to Memphis was he got drafted there. And then from there, once I graduated, I started working for him, started managing, and we're here today. And I hooked up with Tatum, and that's where we at.
Man, it's like crazy how all this stuff comes full circle. Because when I first met was at the gym. We was at what's that? Pickup USA, right?
Yep.
And I wasn't even about to go. Stan had hit me. Was like, "Yo, I need you there. Yo, come there. We'll get some good bump there." And I was like, "All right, cool." I said, "I don't feel like me." I was like, I've been on the road all day. I said, "No, I ain't. But I ain't going." And then I'm glad I did because Rudy and them it was like him and Stanton and Rudy was going back at each other. It was like a good bump.
Yeah.
And I just seen him just on the sideline. I'm saying he just regulating stuff like. I'm like, yo, who him like?
Dictating.
Yeah, so I'm like, he like dictating the bump like.
Yeah, they had me picking teams. They had me running the clock, getting tabs. I'm doing everything. And that's when like we first opened after COVID. After the close, so it was like get everything together.
Yeah, and then Stan was like, "Yeah, I want you to introduce you to him. Oh, you over there?" I said, "I'm like, for what?"
For what?
You know, I'm like to myself like, "Nah, Shalom, duck off." And so when he said, "Let me do something," I'm like, "All right." But then I didn't know he was working with him, so I was like, then he was like, "Yeah." Then we just locked in ever since then.
Yep.
And then ever since then it was just skyrocket. Like we communicate, we in business together as far as like tag teaming with Stan and Rudy and trying to
get them together.
Yeah,
Do something for Baltimore. Do something for the town.
Yeah, so he kind of do what I do as far as management. That's why I want to kind of like touch base on. I know they can follow up questions.
Right.
What is a business manager, and what do you do for Rudy Gay?
So a business manager for me, what I would say is someone who controls when it comes to sports. When it comes to sports, because we're both in the sports world. Someone who controls help control all the stuff off the court. So whether it be foundation, shoe deal, most of the time an agent handles the shoe deal, but then in certain aspects where, stuff needs to be shipped out, so I need to get these type of people, that type of stuff. Endorsements, what else? Any of those things that off the court that can bring the athlete some type of revenue outside of basketball. So I feel like that's what a business manager is. Now for me, what I've done and what I do for Rudy is, since we grew up together, since we were children, I was always his confidant. He's my confidant, one of my best friends. But once we became involved in business, it was like, okay, stuff's gonna be coming in, so kind of help me facilitate through that type of work. Like, all right, we got like the gym. We started opening the gym. We went out. We met the people, just me and him. We met the people who run the franchise and trying to figure out if we want to do this or not. If he wants to do it or not, then he puts me, become a middleman, businessman, the business manager.
Talk to you first.
Talk to me, run the gym through me, or we figure out how the things. I'm eyes and ears, make sure the business is running right. So the first major thing I did for Rudy, before I even started actually working for him, because I was still in college. I had just graduated, but the lockout year.
Nah,
So the lockout year, everybody was running those games.
Mm-hmm.
So and it was unfortunate because he had tore his shoulder that season before that. So he was coming off an injury. So everybody's running those games, and they were calling like, "Yo, can Rudy play? Can Rudy play?" He wasn't cleared yet. So I said, "Look, we might as well. When you get cleared, we might as well have our own game because nobody had did them like really down south yet. Everything was like New York, California,
yeah.
all those type of things, right? So I was like, we might as well do this. So he was still rehabbing. So he was out west rehabbing. So I went back to Memphis and I just put it all together. Me, him, his agent. So I was on the ground. You know, I found the gym. I promoted the ticket sales. He got the players, of course. You know, I got a couple of players because, you know, some players were like, I can't make it or whatever. So I just made a couple calls to people, guys I knew that I felt Rudy would like to have. And then that's the first major thing. So we took that and that created his foundation. So yeah, Flight 22 Foundation.
Is management something you always planned on doing? Like, is that what you went to college for, or did you kind of just?
So I actually did go to college for business management.
Gotcha.
And a minor in marketing.
Gotcha.
So I always wanted to be in the business world. I was kind of focusing on maybe towards marketing. Even though, like I took an overview, but my focus was kind of on marketing. And I always been kind of good with numbers. I was thinking about finance too, but it just ended up being. Maybe I should have went finance, but I was. It's just
you can't know too much. Though.
Yeah, you know a little bit. So I ended up going towards the marketing side, but yeah, that's something I always want to do. So that's what my major was in college, and I was just lucky enough. I mean, it was a blessing that my friend that I grew up with became who he was. But if he wasn't who he was, I would still probably try to go that route some type of way.
You was gonna find a way.
Yeah, I would.
You definitely found a way. You look like you was gonna find a
Yeah,
way.
I'm trying to find something.
So that. Now, was it just regular management, or did you always want to go like this sports route?
I'm a sports person, so I played football, basketball in high school, played baseball when I was a kid, got too hot, summer basketball from there. But it may not have been sports. It may not have been, but I like business. I like business, sports, and entertainment, so it would have been something. I would have tried to do something. And as you can see,
bit of everything.
And as you can see, I'm a talker, so
yeah,
I might have went into communications and found something with that too.
Right.
But I always in business mind, so that's what I thought I would have been doing.
So what's like your day to day?
So my day to day now.
Yeah, it's like hectic.
No, I mean it's hectic now. My day to day now, I'm more. So we're trying to get the gym, get that going.
Okay.
So we have a gym in Towson called Pickup USA. Make sure y'all go. If you see me in there, just talk to me. Let you know what's going on, how everything works. Right now, my day to day is like being there. So I haven't been traveling as much since the pandemic. So when the pandemic hit, I was actually in San Antonio with Rudy, and I ended up getting stuck there for like 3 months. So then after that, we came home. The league was on pause. In the pandemic, I wasn't really traveling, so I just ended up being home more. So I took my focus towards helping out at the gym.
Right.
And then this season, with the testing and the going to the games, I just didn't really feel it. I just really wasn't feeling it. So I just put my focus in the gym. So now my day to day is like, all right. So I do the gym stuff throughout the day. Now his stuff off the court. I mean, I'm still involved. You know, we talk and figure out what's the best plan, or figure out. He just involves me in the stuff he wants to involve in. You know, he's a veteran now. He's 15. Yeah, he's 15, 16 years in now, and it's kind of like you can be. He knows what he wants. Like it's like, okay, now it's more direct. It's like, all right, we're gonna do this. Let's work on this. So my day to day now is with the gym, and then I try to get myself involved in other little things too. Just outside,
keep you busy.
Just keep me busy. So.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of want to change gears. Tell me about a structure of a business manager. Like what takes you, when you wake up, what thrives you?
What thrives me
to be who you're going to be? Because I know it's a lot of people. Like people want to when they think of business manager, they think of like Maverick Carter. They think of what's called it, like all the top guys that's making all these deals, but it's like a small guys like us that's trying to make it or try to do it? So what kind of structure did you get to make sure you get to where you gotta go?
Well, my structure is, try to be punctual. Like I'm a big punctual person, and it's not even by me, it's just default. My father was that type of person. Like we gonna be on time, and what I mean by on time, we gonna get there a little earlier. It's just, and as a kid, you kind of be like, man, I don't feel like what are we doing? Nobody but now that I'm older, it's a good thing because it's just programmed in me. So first off, I want to be punctual, and that comes with me waking up, getting up at the right time. A lot of people, your alarm go off, you got 6 alarms, 7:05, 7:10, 7. I try to make that first one. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, of course, but recently I've been beating it, and that's the thing. And then next is trying to figure out what else can I add. I'm a business manager, so what can I bring to the person I'm managing? Like, okay, he got things that he want to do, but I see some other things, some opportunities where it might be better for him. So how do I bring that to the person, or what can I do to add? And also, it's going to bring me some type of revenue too, because whatever deals I make, we discuss what percentage of what's going to be made off of it. But you go figure out, and also, like I said, I'm gonna try to meet, bump elbows, talk to whoever you can, because you never know what somebody's doing.
It's crazy.
You gotta network. I mean, look, you said something about Maverick and Rich and them. Rich didn't even graduate college.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't go through the steps that I went through to get where I'm at, but look where he is, and that's just bumping elbows and talking and being in the right place. Now Maverick, he went to college and he worked for Nike at one point. But once again, meeting people, talk, like that's a big part of the structure. So that's what I feel like some of the best things you can do.
You don't know what you know, it's who you know.
Who you know. Sometimes it's exactly who you know.
That's right. So you think that's the biggest proponent of this thing?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest component is getting to meet those people.
How he started off, he met Rudy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's how it jumped.
Meet those people, like you get to be, and the people that you manage, depending on what status they are, everybody got levels. So when you in those rooms, at least try to talk to as much people as you can.
Exactly.
I mean, I ain't gonna say I did it in the beginning when I was a little younger. I was still figuring things out. I'm still, maybe I might have, like, we in the room and something going on. Maybe I'm just chilling. I got a drink or I'm eating.
That's what I was doing.
Right. And I'm just chilling. But I mean, I'm also looking at the room, trying to fill the room out. But now that I'm a little older, I'm talking to everybody.
They brains, you got to.
Yeah, how you doing? Who are you? Like, what's your name? Give them my name. Something that I don't do that I should do better is I need to start giving my cards out more. But with the social media era, it's like it's just like give me your phone, like Instagram, whatever. So
I know a little thing that might help. They got the little what's it, a little tab thing now on the back, like it's a digital tab you can put on the back of your phone that attaches to like it looks like a link tree type. Thing. If you just put it towards your phone, it gives you all that.
I need to get one of
them.
them.
I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah, they do. You're right.
I just saw the other day.
Yeah, Apple made it's called. Apple got something too.
Yeah, Apple does have something.
It's just new. It's supposed to come out. It's like Tab or something.
Wow.
That's what That's what I need to do because
that's your next.
That's my next.
The next step.
I need to do that.
That boy got knowledge.
Right, you gotta get that information out, man.
Yeah, got to.
Gotta let people know. You gotta talk to people, get in them rooms and talk to who you need you.
I remember a funny story just like that too. When Stan was in Utah, and I'm like, all right, I'm sitting front row seats. I'm just gonna get the good seats. I'm sitting in the seats like I'm just watching the games like this, into it.
Right.
Cause I'm a basketball player first, so I'm like, all right, I'm into it. Like, yeah. But one of the guys told me, you need to go to the box. I said, for what? That's up there. I'm not trying to go to no box.
That's where the people are.
Right. I didn't know that, so I was being ignorant. Like I was just like, I'm not going. I'm
courtside.
I'm courtside. They breaking me like, cool.
Yep. Go to the box or go to the back where the bars and stuff are. Man,
that joint changed my life. I went back there. I was meeting millionaires.
You meet everybody.
I meeting the owners and stuff. They talking to me. They trying to know who I am.
Yep.
They like, yeah, okay.
I was the same way.
So
I was in Memphis. I would used to go to the games. I'm sitting there, I'm watching, I'm into it. But you gotta remember when Rudy first got in the league, it was terrible.
Right.
The games was getting boring, we getting blasted. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I just ended up like, I'm gonna go down. They had a lounge in the back.
Yeah.
Let me go to the lounge and I'm gonna watch some of the game on the lounge, just watching on the TV maybe. And I'm superstitious kind of, so I'm like, maybe it'll change. We start watching the TV. Go in there, start talking to people, meeting front office people. You meeting, like you said, you meeting people who own the team, who part owners of the team. You meeting people who are season ticket holders, who are part of they got a deal with the team. You meeting all those type of people. Meeting the photographers of the team. You just meeting everybody. Yeah, and now you they got a name to the face. They know who you with.
Now you locked in. Now you doing business together.
Yep.
You doing stuff. I started working out some of the stuff out there. Cause I remember when I was talking to Dad. I don't know if you remember the story when I called you. You was like, yeah, you got to just go with them everywhere. You just got to just do stuff. That when you start meeting people. Yeah, I was just like, no, I'm in the house, man. I'm not about to do all that.
Nah, you gotta go.
He said, no, you gotta go.
Yeah, see, I never reversed. I done got older. I'm like that now. I'm like, man, I don't feel like that. I'm chilling. Tell somebody to call me, or I call them.
Yeah, that's what I be saying. Every time I reach out to me,
but
you know what, man.
it's just because of the pandemic had me like that. But I get back out there.
Man, I just remember that joint was crazy, and then, man, I just remember this meeting. To my phone now, I just got people I can call, like, yo, if I need donation or foundation, if I need stuff like that.
Just meet people, meet as much people as you can.
Yeah, and crazy how it goes, like, all around, like, full circle. It's just like you just go back to, it's all about who you really know. You know what I mean? So it's like when you wake up every day, and I always try to teach this motto, like, when I wake up, I always gotta learn something new, something, like, you always
every day, yo.
Do something different every day.
Got to, because if you just say you look stagnant, you ain't really point, especially in this line of business. Like, I got our business partner, DeVal, he in the back. I mean, he do management with Greg, so he kind of learned. I kind of show him the ropes, but he don't really know. I get my stuff from you, so it's, it's funny because it trickles down. Like,
it trickles down. I try, and I get it from people too. Yeah. I get the game from somebody else.
Yeah, so if Val hit me, I hit you, and then boom, and I go.
That's how it's supposed to.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to do.
You gotta help the next man.
Exactly. It's enough out here for everybody to get it. So it's like, what am I holding on the information? Like, no, I can't tell nobody. They gonna find it out anyway.
Right. So it's like
go, yo, I'm gonna let you know. This is how you do it. Da da da. And then once maybe you might do something bigger than me.
Different.
Different. You gonna come back to me and be like, yo, you really helped me do this. Come on, let's do this together. Like, you never know what might happen.
Exactly.
It's that networking, boy.
Yeah,
that networking is crazy.
Teach one, teach one.
Yeah.
That is true.
You got my father preach that. Back to my father. He preached.
Father, get a lot of shout outs today.
We get a lot. I said my father was a barber and he had a salon on the other side, so we in a second got me thinking about some curler joints. He had all that. Then the salon in the next door, the ladies had the curler joints and all that when I was a kid. I grew up in the barber shop. That's part of my business sense though. That's why I wanted to get in the business, because he had his own business since I was a kid. I can remember him doing his stuff. Coming home, he used to put his money in Crown Royal bags.
Oh, for real?
I still do that.
He used to put his cash in Crown Royal bags, and we would sit up in the bed and count it. He was like, all right, count this, make sure I got this. Then he would let me help him. And the crazy thing is, I don't know why he had Crown Royal bags, because he don't drink.
Because they just look fancy.
They look fancy. I want to know. I'm gonna ask him next time when I see him. When I talk to him next, I'm like, who was giving you the Crown Royal bags? Because you don't drink.
Right.
True. Well, speaking of cash, we gotta get these ads. We'll be right back.
I just wanna spend my life with you all day. You say that you love me, is it true? You say I'm the only one that's all for you. Okay.
So I know when y'all line of work, I don't know if I feel like Rudy might be humble, but have you ever like hit a point where you tell him that you shouldn't feel bad for knowing you're worth more?
Now with him, no.
Okay.
It's never gotten to that. Of course, we get into disagreements, but it's never gotten to that point. For me, it's always tricky when you friends and business and money, right? So for me, I personally put personal relationships and friendships above money. That's just me. Some people don't. Some people do. That's just me. So no amount of money can influence the relationship I have with my tight people. Like my friends or my family my friends that I call family, I grew up with people that I know my entire life, basically my entire life. Like, yeah, me and Rudy have known each other since elementary school. We've gotten tight. We got really tight in middle school. So we got over 25 years together. Like, so I could never, no matter what success or whatever amount of money I could never, so I've never gotten that between me and him. But in my life, I've maybe felt like that before, just not with certain people. Because I don't I value those relationships more. So, but and in some aspects of my life, I sit back and I may think like, damn, am I getting what I deserve? But it's not pointed towards one person. It's actually pointing to me. Because you got to know your self-worth to get the worth. So you got to be able to be like, you know what? I feel like I'm more valuable. If I go to somebody and I'm like, look, I feel like I'm more valuable. Can we do this? They could say yeah. They could say no. It's no hard feelings. But it's up to me. If they say yeah, then okay, let's do this. We can move forward. If they say no, I gotta go find my values. And there's no hard feelings to anybody. I don't have those. I don't carry that. I carry that burden, and that's something I also like during the pandemic. We ain't had nothing to do. So just reflecting on myself and the growth at my age is just like I don't carry those feelings and none of that. So I'm really not trying to get into that type of situation. So if anything, if I feel like I'm not getting what I deserve, that's my fault. Because I take it that way. That's the way I take it. Now, other people might take it. There's a lot of people in the world that be like, you know what, you did me wrong. Or you point the finger. But I don't do that. I'm looking at myself and like, you know what? Maybe I'm not getting what I'm, but I got to go find it somewhere. I got to go get it. Because no one's going to really, you could have those conversations, but they might not give it to you. And that's going to create resentment between both of y'all. And I'm not, that's just me.
Very optimistic person. Man.
Yeah, I'm not.
Speaking on that brotherhood, like y'all have, it's kind of like the same with me too. I can piggyback on what you just said. I know as far as for me, like I'm the same way. I don't really put money over my friends. I don't want to put no chick over my friends at a certain extent.
At a certain extent. Yeah. When it comes to women, there's certain stuff you don't do.
You
know what I'm saying? It's certain stuff you don't do.
So I don't really try to like dabble into that lane. Like it's just the fact that I know my worth and I know what I stand for and I know I'm 10 toes down when it comes to stuff that I believe in.
Right.
But when it comes in like friendships and like money and stuff, it gets a little tricky.
It get tricky.
So it's like I tend to like I'm an overthinker. So it's like with me, I start thinking like different situations. So if I do this way, he might react this way.
Right.
If I do this way, he might react this way. So I'm trying to find the best situation that would keep the peace.
Yeah, to make it run as smooth as possible.
Yeah, but then it kind of messes with me because now I'm out here like I'm always messing with myself. I'm looking at myself in the mirror like, hold on. I might be taking the L right now because I'm taking the short end of the stick because now I'm trying to keep the peace.
Right.
And it's not like, man, I don't know. No, I deserve this. But then it's like, nah, I got to put my own pride to the side. For the betterment of certain situations. Exactly. I won't even talk about just the management money part, just certain situations.
Right.
Whether with a girl, whether it's with friends.
Yep.
So it's like, I definitely feel you when you say that because it's like, I know what I'm worth and I know I wake up every day and I say, hey, I got these quotes I say to myself every morning. I always say I'm a king. I'm always saying I'm a millionaire. I got the millionaire mindset. I always say these things because it's speaking in existence. And it's like, I know it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen in God's time. And I know as long as I keep doing it the right way.
Right.
So, yeah, that's a lesson for everybody. Like, I just dropped some, I don't know, some gems.
Yeah, you dropped free game on here. You know what I mean?
But $1 worth of game.
You're definitely right about that because I just left a 9 to 5 in January.
Right.
I was doing way too much, and I went to ask them, like, either I need help or y'all gotta give me more because my workload just tripled.
Right.
It was like, nah. I was like, okay.
That's cool.
I'm out.
Right. I'm gonna go find my worth.
Right.
Because y'all not respecting it.
Right.
Exactly.
So, and you know what? That ain't on you. You ain't got to. I do the work. You know what I'm saying? I'm good at what I do. You see that. Something's got to change. You're giving me more. You got to add to my revenue. You gotta give me some more.
Right.
No, okay, that's fine. So now I got to go find some more.
Yeah.
Y'all just lost someone valuable.
Exactly.
And if you feel like they can fill my shoes, maybe they can. That's cool. But I'm going somewhere. I'm gonna get my worth where I'm at.
Yeah, they couldn't. They hired 4 people.
That's what I'm saying. So
They hired 4 people.
That's
people.
tough.
that's what I'm saying. So think about that. But look at the reality of it. They hired 4 people. That's 4 people they gotta pay. And they told him they couldn't give him, but you paid 4 people. They could have gave you 3 people worth or 2 people worth. You might have stayed and did the work. So obviously they could have.
Exactly.
And that's another lesson I learned that from a homegirl of mine. Speaking of girls, she was working 9 to 5 in her, but she tends to bounce a lot. She was like, she changed her job every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, same here.
She do that on purpose because she realized you be at a job and they not paying you your worth somewhere else. You go put your resume in.
Right.
It might be in the same company. You might be like, in the same company, I'm gonna put my resume in, I'm gonna try to get this other job in the same company. But they paying more and they doing less than what you doing. So it's like, hold up, y'all not giving me, and the company got the money to pay you. They just not trying to do it because they set the market so low.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what you're supposed to go find your worth something.
And the companies really don't pay you what you're worth. They pay
Right.
what the position is worth to the company.
To the company,
So
right.
if you fill that position, if you take this salary, we'll negotiate it a little bit because they have a ceiling.
They
know
got-
how far up
They know
They
exactly where they
definitely
can go.
do, though.
Right.
They definitely do.
They know exactly where they can go.
And if you come in there and you don't accept that salary, they hit you with the well, we have other applicants we can go talk to.
You just say okay. Keep
Right.
it moving.
All right, that's okay. Just let me know. You
Right.
know. But some people might be in the top spot and they be like, all right, I'm gonna take it.
Right.
But I mean, if you're not in that tight spot, then you're like, look, okay, call. I got other options as well.
Right.
I mean, I'm actually qualified for this. I'm qualified for something else. I got other options too. I'm gonna job up there.
It's funny because it's like, speaking of companies and stuff, like, we all got degrees and stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like, they tell you to go to school.
Yeah.
They tell you to do this, that, and third. And then when you start applying for these jobs, they set the market for this. But you like, hold up now. So if I get an MBA or get a master's, I can get an extra, what, 7,000 more?
Yeah, that's
Whatever.
how it be.
Yeah,
You be in a
but then-
different tax
But
bracket.
it's funny because it's like, all right, but once you set the job, you work 2 hours, oh, we can bump you, we can give you a couple more thousand or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, so you just out here trying to play with my emotions, like,
Yeah, you got me on some type of roller coaster.
yeah,
right?
like, no,
You
like
got
you
me
said,
chasing more degrees. You got me chasing more money.
More,
As I chase more degrees, I got
courses and
more
shit.
debt.
Yeah.
more,
Right.
Right.
You feel me?
You just
And it's
pay
like,
extra shit.
where does it stop? Like, what's that? I know the angle.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You want money, I get it. I want money too, but at the end of the day, you ain't about to kill my pocket or kill my sanity because you over here trying to.
And I think that's something that the pandemic is helping with.
Yeah.
People realizing their worth and like, yo,
Figuring
Be
stuff
more-
out.
yeah,
Be
figuring
more-
like, listen
be more
here, y'all
independent.
gonna have to do something. And I ain't coming back to work
Mhm.
because I learned that I can do everything at home.
At home.
Still get a
Yeah.
check.
And I ain't
Still
gotta,
get
and still get my check. And y'all ain't stressing me. I ain't gotta be on my back all day.
Mhm.
Right.
They behind like crazy too.
Right. I also learned that it's the little things that you do to make more money than what people are gonna pay you.
Yep.
Like, I'm starting a camp, basketball camp.
Right.
Kids pay $100 for a week.
$250.
That's more than you making, right?
$250 off rip.
Right. That's more than you eventually make if you get a certain amount of kids in a year. You make that in a month.
Especially if you
Like,
put, especially if you put like somebody's name behind it.
right.
Yeah.
Put like a Rudy Gay behind that joint.
Yeah,
$350.
Easy. Like,
$350, $400 for per kid.
you expect me to sit here for a year and you pay me $42K?
Man.
Like, do you know that's the average salary of
Yeah.
like a black man in
Yeah.
America?
Man, I
$42K.
had a coach do that too. He was, man, you know, coach, he was making a killing off them camps.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Charging them kids like $450 per kid because you had a name behind you.
Yeah, that name is that shit is dead.
Man,
Yeah.
I just be like, yo, that's what goes down to like to the quote. You know what I mean? It's like it tells you you deserve more. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you figure out late, sometimes you figure out early, but
Mm-hmm.
as long as you understand, like you said, during that pandemic, people starting to become more independent and they starting to realize, like, all right, yo, I can make money off ING or I can make money off different revenues.
Different streams of revenue.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you
it's
figuring
like-
it out, trying to
yeah.
find some different streams of revenue.
Yeah,
Just
so-
have different avenues. Don't stick your eggs in one basket, as they would say.
Just put it all around.
Yeah, just spread it out as much as you can.
That's how. Shoot, that's how white people get paid.
That's how.
No, for real, for real.
Of course. But see, they got an advantage. I mean, not to harp on white people. They got an advantage because it's been passed down. They learned this so much longer than we don't know nothing.
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah, it's been going on forever. Like it's just been passed and passed and passed and passed and passed.
They have that education.
Education. They know how the world works.
Right, but so is their education versus us having to get through the struggle.
Right.
So we're working, trying to figure things out.
Yep.
They already know it.
They already know it.
And we not learning from our generations though. That's the crazy.
Yeah, nobody. But then you gotta think. All right, let's say. All right, so most of us, in our family, the oldest you probably would know is what, a great grandmother. Maybe.
Right.
Since we were kids, is a great grandmother.
Right.
Our great grandmothers, grandfathers, all they know is hard work and little pay.
Right.
That's all they know is all they taught you, that age is they say go get a job.
Yep.
No matter what, go get a job, right? Whereas white people, their great grands, they like go create a job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they look at us. You gotta think, people our age, their great grandparents were more than likely immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They came from another country here, where our great grandparents weren't immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They were descendants of a slave. So it's like, so immigrants come over with the mentality of work, create something for yourself in America.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in black, our great grandparents were taught, go get a job. Somebody got a job for you. You take it. You take it. Because I know, not even my great grandparents, I knew them, but we got a better relationship with our grandparents.
Yeah.
My grandfathers, all they knew, both of them worked in Bethlehem still. All they knew was go get a job, work it.
That's some hard work too.
And that's hard work. They actually put them in one of my grandfathers still alive, but putting them in the grave. It's back breaking, but that's all they knew. Like, I'm get up 5:30 in the morning, work in the steel mill, come home, eat my big piece of chicken. I mean, the biggest piece of chicken.
Yeah, they do though.
Give me the biggest piece of chicken or the biggest piece of steak. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna do it again. I mean, my wife, she's at home. You gonna take care of kids. You ain't got. You gotta think. Most of our grandparents ain't work. Grandmothers ain't work. And you can think that's just like both of my grandmothers. My grandmother, she ain't go to work, but she had a daycare in her house.
Yeah, that's what my grandmother had too.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's how she made her income. Yeah. My other grandmother, she didn't work, but she was a librarian. But that's like, she was like half the day. It wasn't even.
That's not really a whole day.
That's not a whole day. She was just there for a small amount of time. But the women didn't have those rights. She didn't know. At that time, they didn't know. All they knew was my husband going out working hard. I'm at home.
Take care of the home.
And it's not like that no more.
Yeah. Women starting to take charge more.
Women take the jobs now, and that they should. I mean, to get the education, they qualify. Go ahead, man, do your thing, get a job.
They probably do better than what we
do. Exactly. I ain't got no problem with it. Go ahead. But as a man, you want to be like, you know what? I'm gonna create something for us too, though. I'm gonna take care of my woman. So we gotta create. Like what we're doing right now. We're creating a platform right now, trying to find something to bring some revenue. So it's like, that's just the way of the world now. So, and not to harp on white people, but white people have been creating all the stuff the white man probably created that flute right there.
That's a whole other theory.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? They just be creating generational wealth. They just pass it down. Yeah. I started this. My next go down. You gonna start.
That's why when I had kids, boy, I'm teaching them everything.
Everything you possibly can. I even told my parents about some stuff like what they did wrong one day. I was like, we were talking about, what were we talking about? We talking about like credit and stuff, right?
Right.
I told my parents, I was like, y'all did a lot of, y'all send, okay, black people, right? We send our kids out. We all black men. When you graduate, when you got 18, about to get out of high school, What your people say?
Go work. You on your own.
Go to work, college.
You on your own.
Military.
You on your own. Go college, work, military. Right? They send you in the world. How much money you had?
Nothing.
$0. You had nothing.
Right.
You had $0, right? Now, when you look at your white counterpart, you go ask them. So what happened? Because I know I went to school with a lot of white people.
We did too.
Yeah, I'm friendly with it.
Yeah.
So what when you? Well, yeah, my parents gave me this, and this.
Got a car.
They got car, house. They got all of this.
A lot of them got. They invested in like.
They invested. They did everything, right?
everything.
I told my parents we were talking about something with credit. I was like, you know what? My mother always had great credit, and she always preached, make sure your credit right. Make sure your credit right. What she should have been doing.
Get your credit right.
She should have got my credit right. Now, black people, how many black people you know was like, man, when I was a kid, my mother had stuff in my name, messed my credit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they put the cable bill, put the electric
all
bill
the time.
right? There's mad people like that. What they should have been doing is, my mother had good credit. She should have made me an authorized user at 16, 15, 16.
Right.
Because you can do that. Now, when I go out in the world at 18, I got 3 years of credit history. Just give me an authorized user. Let me spend my money. Y'all pay it off. Whatever I'm doing, lunch at school, whatever. Pay it off with the credit. With your authorized user, just play with your credit card. We gonna pay it. We gonna pay it off.
I'm definitely doing that.
We gonna pay your credit. So when you get out in the world, your credit is established already. So now it's like, if I need an apartment, if I need anything, I ain't gotta be like, I gotta get an apartment. I ain't got no credit. I'm gonna get it.
Well, I ain't got no cosign.
I ain't got no. You don't need no. Right? You can't do
no
nothing, but you got your credit set. What you about to say?
That's how I figured out I had decent credit, because I signed up I tried to get an apartment, and I didn't think I would get it because I didn't know nothing about credit.
Exactly.
The guy ran my credit. He's like, you have phenomenal credit. I was like, what? I learned later, look at my credit report. I was like, how do I have a Kohl's card? I don't even go to Kohl's.
Did that.
My mom did that.
Your mom.
Nah, your mom was.
See what I'm saying? She was smart.
Right.
Yeah,
My mother laid me out.
Yeah, my
Get your
mother-
credit right.
Yeah.
Do this. Do that. I got a credit card when I was like 19. I got to Discover. I was dead wrong. I had a job, but I had a job, but I'm hitting it and paying it. But I eventually paid it off. But I did it wrong. You should have just established me something. Now when I got out in the world, now we don't gotta go back to our parents and be like, Mom, I need this, or Daddy, I need this, because I can't get.
Right.
It's established already. You do it yourself.
And they teach you and show you how to get that
There you
credit
go.
and keep it up.
Because you
Keep
need
going.
that. You need that. You can't go get nothing without it. So unless you got cash, and none of us come from complete generational wealth. So you ain't got the cash. You're like, a car costs what? I'm gonna just give you all the money for it. We don't got that type of money.
Right.
All of us come from some come from poverty more than likely.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to create some generational wealth.
There you go.
I'll be right back.
There you go.
Another transition.
I just wanna spend my life with you all day. You say that you love me, is it true? You say I'm the only one that's all for you. Okay, make me feel
So Dad, what's the difference between agent and manager?
Okay. So agents, they negotiate all contractual agreements.
Okay.
So they negotiate the deal between the team and the player. They negotiate, they do the contracts for like your shoe endorsement deals. They talk, they act as a liaison and a talker for the player to teams, endorsements and stuff like that. Most of them have a lawyer background. You know what I'm saying? They know how to read contracts. They know how to write contracts. That's what they do. Now, as a business manager, you're the person who nurtures those things. Make sure those actions make sure they stick to the contract. Make sure they're doing the things for the player that needs to be done that they said that they're going to do. And you also find other deals that an agent might not saying be privy to, but they might not want to take on. You know what I mean? So that's basically
The agents usually take the big try to
Yeah,
get picked
they-
up. But
they-
if you work on the little stuff, you probably can.
Yeah, I mean, you work. It's a whole bunch of little stuff you can get into. But I mean, agents. I mean, they can. But some agents act as both.
Gotcha.
It just depends. It just depends. But most agents, they wanna keep. But the major thing that they do is they talk for the player with the teams.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta think when the player's negotiating a contract, the agent is doing his job. He's constantly talking to, or if a player's mad about playing time, or player do something he ain't on time,
They go to the
agent. Like those type of things. If a player becomes a problem or a nuisance, they go to the agent. They act as a liaison for the player. So it's like, if we got something going on, if the agent in practice get into it with the coach, the GM, he's in practice, or he gonna call agent like, look, this was going on with your player. We need to figure out, is he happy, is he unhappy, do he need to be here? Like, they gonna figure that out. If he get hurt, what's the steps? What we gotta do to make sure he get back on the court? Stuff, all that type of stuff.
Right.
That's the difference. Now as a business manager, you just handling stuff that may not have anything to do with the basketball aspect of
or
it.
any sport.
Or you might not have anything to do. You trying to find things outside of that.
You ever bump heads with the agent before?
Yeah,
I feel like it goes like hand in hand.
it goes hand in hand, of course. I mean, they got their own agendas as well. They like, I think they know. They feel like they know what's best. They feel like some might feel like you're not needed.
Right. Oh, hands down.
Some might feel like you're not needed. I mean, but sometimes they get too busy and they can't get the job done that needs to be done. So
you gotta step in.
somebody got to step in and do it. Like it just happens. It depends. It all depends on what the player wants.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta understand. It's like it's a player's business. It's a lot of people around it, but at the end of the day, whatever sport it is, all people care about is the player.
Right.
That's
At the end of the day, nobody cares. Like what's that? Who my man Sonny on Bronxdale? He told Colangelo.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. It's the truth. Like he's absolutely right. Nobody cares. Everybody got their own agenda. Only certain people really, really care. But at the end of the day, still nobody cares. So it's like he has his own agent, has his own agenda. The player feels as though he knows best as well. Players got egos. They were like, man, my agent don't even know what he talking about. Sometimes it can happen. That's just what it is.
So what's like? I'm gonna flip it a little bit. Name some of your best working relationships with other. I want to say agents with business.
Just business, period. Some of my best working relationships.
I know you spoke on Pickup USA, but tap into some other ones, and plus Pickup.
Okay,
USA.
well, with pickup, the working relationship there was actually somebody who I had a great relationship with in Vegas. They were people who we met that were like hosting Vegas, like get hotels and stuff for us.
Oh, okay.
And they knew it, and they found out about Pickup. They actually found out about Pickup and introduced us to it. So that became a good business relationship.
Yeah, I didn't know it was worldwide Pickup.
Yeah,
I thought it was like
it's
a
a franchise. It's a franchise, so it's about right now it's 8 of them all across the country, but more coming. So it's a building. It's a build up. It's a building.
But you get in there early, so you get.
Yeah, we got in there early.
So
So
you get the benefits of it.
that's good. Yeah, that's good. Some of my other working relationships, let's say like a couple of the guys at Nike, like not even the main people. One of them actually is like one of the main guys now, but they were like the people who, because you get reps. Nike,
Right.
you get reps. Those guys, they were great. They were just like one of them actually became my real friend. Like we talked, and he moved on. He's at another place now, but he's one. I got a good relationship with a lot of restaurant people. You gotta get that food, man.
Gotta get that food.
That's when you touch down in different cities.
Yeah, we go to different cities and you
Like,
try and get in them
yeah.
restaurants and stuff. Even here, like so my what's the name is, being that I'm from the area, Jimmy Seafood is one
Yeah,
of my,
Jimmy. I seen that
That's my-
they
they
start
my guys.
doing partnerships with athletes now.
Yeah, they're my guys. They've been taking care of us for a long time. But I feel like I need my pitch up on the ball, man. I did a lot up in there, man. Me and my homeboy.
Yeah.
When Jimmy's got popular now, but when it was like on his rise, we had a lot of people going in there. Yeah, a lot of people. So.
That joint good though.
Yeah, it's good. It's good food, everything. But they put a lot of people pictures up on the wall on the restaurant side. I feel like my man should have been on that wall. I'm like, bugging out. I'm like bugging out on Do the Right Thing. I want some brothers up. I want to be up there. Yup, we gonna boycott. I ain't gonna boycott them though. I ain't gonna boycott. But I want my guys up there. Restaurants. What else? I got a good relationship with some car people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just
dealerships?
Nah, actually like personal, like they do
personal driver?
No, not personal driver. Oh, that's a good one to have. Yeah. I don't have that.
We got one in Miami.
That's what I'm saying. I got one. Yeah. Matter of fact, I do. I got one in Miami too.
Yeah. I bet you do.
I got one in Miami.
Miami, where is that?
But no, just like they work on cars, like if you rims and stuff like that.
I need that today.
Yeah, they good. They got a good relationship with one of those. Got a real good relationship with him. What else? I got a good relationship with some agents. Just meeting them.
Right.
Then just talking and then also I got trainers, like basketball trainers.
Yeah.
Good. That's always some.
It's always a plus.
Since I'm in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Gotta have them. Gotta have them on speed, especially touchdown different cities.
Yeah, different cities.
Oh, we need this with you.
Some football people, because at heart I'm a football person.
Yeah.
So some football people.
I was trying to say about football. I had actually locked in with somebody from the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I got some football people.
Yeah, so we gonna collab. Not this song. We were trying to do it, but next song we gonna collab.
Try to get some relationship with clothes, just because.
I
used to have a couple of good relationships, like Young and Reckless and stuff like that. But my guy that worked there, he started out at LLG. Remember when that was? I had like toward the back end of that, I had a nice little. But that's my guy still. But he jumped around. I don't know what he do right now though. That's crazy. I haven't talked to him in a while. I need to talk to him. I need to hit him up. Y'all gonna make me call him. That was my guy. But yeah, that's it. Just bumping.
It's like you said, it all comes back to like who you know and
who you know.
Bumping into different situations.
Yep.
So name some of the besides. Basketball player, cause you probably see like
all
LeBron's, RP Kobe, all them back, all that. Cause I know, Rudy was in that circle. I know he played for Team USA and all that stuff back in the day. So he was around some of the greats of the game. But name some celebrities outside of basketball that you probably ran into. Like I know one time Stanton told me Rihanna. He said that's the best thing he saw.
Yeah, I ran into Rihanna. Yeah, I'm a big Rihanna fan. So I ran into her. That was a good one. Jay and Beyonce.
Okay.
Everybody wanna.
Yeah, everybody going.
Everybody wanna. I'm not tooting no horn or nothing, but Jay-Z, like we all grew up loving Jay-Z or whatever. So the first time I met him, I was just like, I was being cool. I wasn't taking a picture or nothing. I was just like, what's up? Talk to him, had a conversation, blah, blah, blah. So the second time I meet him, I'm thinking like, oh, it ain't no way you gonna know
who you are.
Who I am. Because the first time I met him, I wasn't with Rudy. So I come in and meet him, I'm with Rudy. And when he looked, he's like, oh yeah, my man from, I was like, oh shit, he remember. That goes to his wittiness. Like, now I see why he's the greatest rapper ever. Because if he can remember me, and I met you one time, if you can put a face, if you can remember imagine all of it, no wonder he can put them lyrics out and do that type of stuff.
That's dope. That's how you put it in the tone. I didn't think about it like that.
So I was like, that's crazy because I didn't expect anything. I was just chilling. I was just and when he seen me, he was like, oh yeah, my man, what's up? I was like, he like said where we was at. Like he remember exactly where we were when we was like, yeah, we was in the, cause I met him at a concert backstage in Vegas. And I was in Houston the next time. He was like, yeah, in Vegas. He said, I'm like, dang. Like, some people I wasn't even going to speak. I was just going to be like, you know what I mean? Who else? What people did I meet that I was kind of get starstruck about?
I got a story I got to tell y'all about that, but I'm going to tell you after you finish.
I'm trying to think who, somebody I thought I would never see.
Probably like Denzel or something.
No, I ain't seen Denzel yet. If I seen Denzel, I gotta give him a movie quote. I'm a movie guy, so I'm gonna hit him with a Malcolm X more than likely.
I'll probably hit him training day. I'll probably hit him
Nah, see,
training
that's
day.
you get that all the time.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
He ain't getting a lot of Malcolm X's.
You're right.
A lot of people ain't hitting him with that. I'm gonna hit him
training
with.
day was his.
Yeah, but I'm gonna hit him with a Malcolm X
I
quote.
might hit him with Deja Vu clip.
Yeah, see, that's a good one. I'm gonna hit him. I might hit him with a Mo Better Blues or something.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm a movie. I'm gonna hit him with the Bleak Gilliam. He gonna be like, oh, you down? I'm like, yeah, I know what's up. Shadows, Bone and Clark. Yeah, I know. That's my movie. Damn, I'm trying to think. I'm getting that. My brain freezing up. Let's see.
Man, on the hot seat, boy.
Yeah, I'm on the hot seat.
trying-
Jay-Z and Beyonce was like
Yeah.
I started high, so now it's
Right.
like everybody else is like, oh, we don't
Like
care about that.
comedians, like
I mean, Kevin
rappers.
Hart,
Oh yes.
but that ain't, you know what I mean? He a funny dude and all, but I'm not
He
like
said, "No, get out of here."
a comedian. Like, I ran into Bill Bellamy one time.
Oh, for real?
Out of nowhere, it's like in the hotel lobby or something.
I heard he was real down to.
He was real cool.
Dude,
Yeah, he was real cool. It's just been so many people, man.
It just happened when you went out flying the field. You just like,
Yeah, you
what's
just
up?
run into people. You don't even expect to run into them. It's just like, yo, what's up? You're like, what's up, my dude? And you keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Yeah.
Keep it moving. Because I ain't the type of person to go crazy over nobody.
Right.
You got to be Michael Jackson or somebody.
Yeah.
You got to dig Michael Jackson up for me to go crazy.
Like speaking on that, like when, like, have you ever got starstruck? Like
That's what I'm trying to think. Have I ever got?
Like,
Yo, that's.
it's like, yo, when you just get stuck in your feet, when you try and play it
Yeah.
cool, but you like, nah, I'm gonna say something. 'Cause
Nah, I ain't. See, at heart, I'm an old soul, so it gotta
It's gotta
be
be
somebody that
real.
my parents put me on to, or
Yeah.
something for me to get. Now, people like that we grew up looking at, it's like, I ain't gonna get to, because you see them all the time. Social media, I basically know them. I'm in their house all the time, so
That's fact.
it's like, I don't know, but I didn't met so many people. It's just you kind of get, what they say, jaded to it. It's kind of like, I was like, oh, all right, what's up, bro?
that's right.
Keep it moving.
That's how I be sometimes. Cause I got a story. It's really funny. He probably gonna kill me if I tell you the story, but I'm gonna say it. This is funny. Yeah. So, we in Vegas. You always playing in the summer league. I told him, like, no, I'm being friendly. Like, yo, just come down. Yo, we gonna have a good time. Blah blah. I didn't think he was actually going. I didn't think he was actually gonna come down. He actually come down. So he asked me. I said, I think we was going to a party with Will Barton. My cousin just signed with Utah.
Right.
And we was like, so we kind of celebrating and stuff. So we were just chilling, trying to be dark office. So I told him, I was like, yo, you gonna be around a lot of money and like in a lot of people. So you gotta just play cool. Don't be acting like a fan.
Don't trip. Don't trip. You can talk and be cool, but just don't trip.
Yeah, he like, man, I'm good. I'm from New York, man. I see the dudes all the time. Like, he trying to cop deuces. Like, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. We got off the elevator. Boom. I think we see D-Lo and Kyrie. He's like, yo.
Yeah, he tripping.
Stop tapping me.
He tripping.
I said, yo. My brother sitting there like, yo, did you just talk to him? I said, yeah, I talked to him. So, why you tripping? He's like, no, I don't know. So I told him, chill.
Chill.
I'm looking at my cousin's face. I know he about to get tight. So I'm over here. So I think it's the funniest thing in the world because I told him. I'm trying to keep cold posing. Then we see like the Morris twins. We see PJ Tucker.
Yeah, you gonna see all them people.
So we see. So the funniest part, I lied to you not, yo. We in the elevator. Cause he excited. Like he happy to be around people. We in the elevator with Paul George, PJ Tucker, and like Lou Will or something like that. I forgot who the third one. It might be Lou Will. You see PJ Tucker chain shining.
Wow, man, that's my guy.
Yo,
PJ crazy.
his joint shining at night. I'm talking about you. You don't even see his head. You don't see his face. You see his head.
Yep.
You see the chain like boom. Paul George sitting there just chilling. I'm looking at my man like I know he about to say something.
What'd he say?
I know he about to say something. My boy Isaiah, he had like a nice little piece on. He played overseas. He made some money. He saw PJ Tucker chain. He tucked his chin. I'm like, yo, this shit kind of crazy. So I know he about to say something. It's quiet. It got dead silent in there. All you heard was like, yo, PJ Tucker, Paul George, one of your biggest fans, man. Yo.
You gotta chill. You're bugging out. Once again.
Lost it.
Once again, do right. He's bugging out. Right there.
Yo, bugging, yo.
You bugging.
Yo, my cousin lost it. Yo, he can't come to section. Yo, he mad. Yo, he was mad.
You tripping.
Yo, I bust out laughing, yo.
It be like that, man. It be like that. One time I was at All-Star Weekend, I had never met Kobe before.
Nah, that's a different story.
Right.
I would bug out.
Nah, I didn't bug out on it.
You
Nah, because it was like I was by myself. I was alone. I was ready to go upstairs. I opened the elevator. You know how you wait for the elevator. So as soon as the elevator opened, get on the elevator with his security. I'm like, I'm not mad, but I'm like, damn. I waited for y'all. It was like the what's that? The Looney Tunes when the coyote looked across the street and then as soon as he stepped on it, got hit by a car. It was like that. Like I'm by myself waiting for the elevator. As soon as it's like ding open, they just get on. I don't see him nowhere. Like I don't know where they must have been like standing around a corner or something to get right in. Don't even let me on the elevator. It's Kobe. I was like, I get it. I understand. But y'all could have at least been like, yo, what floor you going to? I'm not about to trip right now. But I eventually met Kobe that was doing that last little run when he was like getting his flowers and doing all that. Mm-hmm. After they played Sacramento the last time, we went in the back, talked to him and stuff. So that's the only time I met Kobe. But looking hindsight, looking, it's like, damn, that was special.
I'd have bugged. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's I ain't bugging. I was like, I mean, I get it. I know
my age, like I was young, Kobe, AI, Jordan. Listen.
AI, I've been with AI, cool dude. AI, wild, cool dude. He cool dude. I mean, all the basketball players. I done met pretty much every single basketball player that I could possibly. I ain't meet Michael Jordan, but I've been right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
With you meeting all these people, which person do you feel like you had the most beneficial conversation with?
That's a good question. That's a great question. That I had the most beneficial conversation with. You know, some of them became like close friends. So like somebody who became like a close, that's like in the NBA. Like Jared Jack became a close friend of mine.
He was tough, sure.
He's tough.
Yeah.
DC too, right?
DeMar DeRozan, he's a close friend. Like I actually just FaceTime while it's his birthday. I just FaceTime. He ain't answered the phone yet, but he hit me back. Kyle Lowry. Those are like some of Rudy's good friends that became actually my friends too. I'ma say somebody when we were younger, somebody that was older that maybe gave me that taught some beneficial stuff to me was Damon Stoudemire.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, legend too.
Yeah,
definitely.
Call him Biggie. He's a good dude, and to this day, if I was to like see him, it'd be like we hadn't seen each other, but we'd be right back to where we were. That's my guy. Him. Those people, just people I got close, like really close with. Another guy that I got real close with was Quincy Pondexter. That's in the NBA. Maybe as entertainers that I had deep conversation with.
Not too many.
Not too many. It's been somewhere. I'm not gonna say that I had a conversation with, but I've been in a room where they were having conversations.
Just listening.
Just listening.
Soaking it in.
Just soaking it in. It's just, I ain't gonna say their names, but it's just people. It's just different scenarios where you just sit in, you just in the room because, you know, I look at myself, I'm just a regular dude. I mean, I put my input in when somebody asks for it, or if I feel like they saying something that I agree with, or maybe something I disagree with, I'm gonna say something. I'm just not gonna sit there and not say nothing. But I'm just taking it in, taking the heat. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, they are, to me, I just look at them, they all human.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They human. They do right. They do wrong. But they just celebrity. They got a celebrity status. I get it. You worked hard. You deserve it.
Do you feel like you're a celebrity?
Nope. Not at all. Hell no. I don't even know if I really want that.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's how I be feeling.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. You got a
Do you feel like you gotta hold some type of entitlement or some type of like status?
No.
You just like I'm just here. I feel like that be going to people's head when you be walking with the people. Like,
yeah, I ain't got no status. You come talk to me and say whatever. Like, what's up? We gonna laugh. I'm gonna have a good time in here.
I know that's right.
Like, I ain't tripping on nobody. Like, no one matter. I ain't.
You speaking to the choir. I be saying all the time.
Yeah, that's just what it is. So that's just what it is. And back to people that I met. We were talking. We gonna go women. A lot of people like the Kardashians. I done seen all of them.
All of
And
them. They crazy like that in person. Like I'm talking about boom bow.
They bow back. Nah, man, they got the boom bow, but it ain't like it
be the angles.
You gotta remember, they like this big.
Yeah.
So you wasn't tripping on that?
No, they like this big.
They like 5 or 4.
It's only 2 of them.
Well, they short like that.
They like this big, man. Only 2 of them. Kendall and
Kylie.
and Kyle, Kendall and Chloe. They got some. You be like, oh, okay. But the other ones, you might look over top of them and be like, what? You be like, oh, where's she?
Well, you ain't tripping on them. We ain't tripping now. Be right back.
I just wanna spend my life with you all day. You say that you love me, is it true? You say I'm the only one that's all for you. Okay, make me feel away, make me feel away. Shorty so damn dangerous, fuck me like I'm famous, yeah. I've been so impatient, so glad that you made it here. Took my and faced it.
So speak on that. I know you was about to say something about Lauryn Hill. Speak on that.
Yeah, I met Lauryn Hill. Now I wasn't starstruck or nothing, but I felt good about meeting her because, that's somebody who she was a legend off of rip. You know what I'm saying? It's like I felt like Kanye when I met her. Who the kids gonna listen to? You know what I'm saying? L Boogie was that girl. So I met her. That was a good feeling when I met her. Even though she's about 3-4 hours late for the show. Cool meeting her. That was cool.
They got out of line for her to perform.
Was she the Fiji's Lauryn Hill or was the after Fiji's Lauryn Hill?
It was definitely after the Fuji's Lauryn Hill.
I said Fiji's.
That's all right. It's the water. I thought you were talking about water. That's all right.
That's that wine talking.
I thought you were talking about water. But I understand. Fuji.
Fuji. Sorry, Lauren. I love you.
No, man. The Fijis, too. Yeah. But they ain't together, so call them whatever you want.
That's a fact. All right. Everybody know on the show that I'm big on mental health.
All right.
Speak on outside of your profession. Where do you find your peace at?
Where I find my peace, stuff that relaxes me. I ain't gonna lie. One thing that's therapeutic to me is cooking. I like to get on the grill. I like to cook. I like to do that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's therapeutic for me. I'm an only child, so I've spent a lot of time by myself. So my alone time is good for me too.
Okay.
What else do I do? And another thing that I do, the biggest thing that I do, I guess this is for my mental, I laugh. I be laughing a lot. I be tripping. I ain't gonna lie. I be laughing at all stuff I can possibly. Sometimes I laugh when I'm not supposed to. And
yeah, I do that too.
Yeah, but I mean that's just to help my brain. You know what I'm saying? Because if you take stuff too serious, you just gonna be angry all day.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff to be angry about, and I ain't really trying to be the angry guy in the room. I'm trying to lighten the room up, put some air in the room. And that's just what I do.
So let's go back to cooking. What's your dish? What's your go-to dish?
I don't know what my go-to dish is. I let the people who let's see, what I like to cook the most right now. I'm into like steaks and stuff, right? And I think I'm going to in the fall. I'm gonna smoke a brisket for about 12 hours. I'm gonna.
It's gonna marinate it with.
I don't know, y'all, but it's gonna be some type of barbecue.
Okay.
But I'm gonna smoke a brisket. I'm into that right now. But matter of fact, I just surprised myself. I made a Chilean sea bass. And it was slamming. I was scared.
I ain't gonna hold you. What the hell is it?
It's a fish.
I don't know about no fucking Chilean.
I know about the bass.
It's Chilean. It's from Chile.
Oh shit! They can keep the Chilean in Chile.
So So one time I was by myself one time, and I like it in the restaurants and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna get it. I got it from Whole Foods. I'm gonna make it for myself. It was terrible. I was like, oh my God, I don't know why they messed the fish up. I'm so glad I ain't make it for nobody. I didn't even finish it. I threw it away.
Yeah,
I ate the side and I threw it away. I was like, it's terrible. So a couple weeks ago, my homeboy was like, yo, let's get some fish. And we was doing something at the crib. We was having something, people came through or whatever. And he was like, get some Chilean sea bass or whatever. I'm like, all right. He was like, hook it up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make it. I was scared. So I'm like, I gotta get it right. I got people, I gotta get it right. Man, I got it right. I put it in a lemon butter garlic sauce. Oh man, I got it right. I felt so good about it. I felt so good. After I finished it, I was like, yo. And then, you know when people eat it, cause I don't say nothing. I just let people eat it. Let people eat it.
Then they like, damn, good.
Then it was like, yo, this was good. But one thing that people like of mine, I ain't gonna front. One thing that people like that I make is my greens. Collard greens.
No, okay. So are your collard greens sweet, or is more the savory kind?
They're more savory, vinegary,
okay,
mustardy kind of.
I was about to say they just dump a whole bunch of pork in that joint.
Nah, I don't even make mine with pork. I make mine with turkey, smoked turkey necks.
Okay, that's turkey. That's
so I don't use the pork. My father back to my father. He a fake Muslim. He don't eat pork.
Okay.
So my mother eat the pork, but I ain't grow up. I was kind of back and forth with it. So with the greens, like my parents be like, make some greens. So I gotta make it with turkey because my father ain't gonna eat them.
Gotcha.
So one time I went to like a Friendsgiving, and I made the greens. So we said, I ain't say nothing. Everybody eating it. It was a girl at the table. She was like, who made these greens?
Put a smile on your face.
I was like, I made the greens, baby. She was like, ain't no way you made. You're lying. You're lying. She said, somebody made the greens for me. She said, there's no way you made it. I said, I'm trying to tell you. I made the greens. There's nothing I can do. I'm good at making greens. I take my time with it.
Yeah, true.
And that's what I'm on. That's what I'm on.
Shoot.
Yeah, you was like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I felt good about that. I was like, yeah. I got them greens, baby.
Yeah.
Now you say you was in Memphis for a minute. Now, my family's from North Carolina.
Okay.
So have you had barbecue from North Carolina?
Of course.
Memphis or North Carolina?
I'm biased, bro. I lived in Memphis for 5 years.
Gotcha.
The best. Forget North Carolina. I'm not just for the family. The best barbecue I've ever had is from a Memphis. I don't even know what to call it. It's a dude that used to be outside the club at 3, 4 in the morning. He had a whole trailer, smoke pit. He called Boss Man, 901 Boss Man. I think that's his Instagram. That's the best barbecue I've ever had in my life. And he had his own special sauce. That's the best. He had everything: lamb chops, turkey legs, smoked sausage, pork sausage, brisket, ribs. He had everything. Sometimes he be at a gas station. You gotta find him, but he got a restaurant. You got a restaurant. He has a restaurant somewhere, but I always got it. I'm like at the club coming out. He's there. I swear to God, a couple times I would literally, nights I didn't go out, I would wake up 3, 4 in the morning and be like, hey, we're gonna go find Boss Man. I know where he at. It's only 3 places he could possibly be. He have the gas station on these 2 clubs. We're gonna find him.
You gotta make a trip.
I'm starving. It's the best barbecue I ever had. Ever. And it's not even close. And Memphis is a barbecue town.
Right.
And that's my favorite. So, North Carolina, I get it. Y'all got that vinegary, little spice. I get it. It's cool. I'm cool. It's good. It's good. I'm a barbecue person. It's good. As a kid, ribs was my favorite dish.
Okay.
So I'm a barbecue person. But Memphis, Boss Man. 901 Boss Man. If you go to Memphis, find him. He on, I think I know exactly where. Yeah, he on Ridgeway.
Oh, I don't know.
And Airways. I know Memphis. He on the street. It's a gas station.
I've been to Memphis a couple times.
I'm definitely gonna look.
He had a gas station. It's a gas station towards the airport. He be there.
Gotcha.
That's where he be at now.
Okay.
But back when I was living in Memphis, he was at the clubs. Come out the club, he there. And I'm saying, if we go to a strip club or something like that, I'm saving some ones because I know Boss Man out there. I'm gonna spend some money. I get everybody. We got about 5, 6 people with. Spend about $40, get everybody some food.
Ain't cheap.
It ain't a lot. You get $5, $10 a thing.
No, that's right.
Come in Luna food.
Yeah.
You want to eat the Luna food?
You might.
Yeah, we gotta make that trip.
But that's. I want to wrap it up. I don't know. Real quick before we get out of here, drop your IG. Tell people where to find you at. That way, whoever watching can tap in what you see what's going on.
My Instagram is D_Fergo. My Instagram is D_Fergo. My Twitter is the same thing. Any other platform? Facebook is just my name, Devin Ferguson. The That's it. That's what else you got? What other social media you got?
That's all I know.
You get my Snapchat. Some things gotta be private.
Right. You right about that. Not everybody can't be on that.
Everybody can't be that. I gotta know you for that.
Right.
But Instagram, D_Fergo, Twitter, the same thing. Yeah. I'll be on there, tripping.
Well, I appreciate you coming out. I know you got a mission to take care of.
Yeah, I got to go.
I'm gonna wrap it up like this. We all kings and queens, we all millionaires, and we out.
Peace.
I just wanna spend my life with you all day.